Yes, hello there. Today we're going to show you how to scalp the under 1.5 market. The game's just about to start. Bolton Spurs. It's on Sky Live, and we are looking for the gaps. As you can see, we're trying to submit. The game's gone in play. Submit our price at 3.75. and wait for that to be matched. As you can see, there are gaps sort of below 3.7, 3.65. So once we get matched, we can then instantly submit our lay straight in on the other side of the ladder. Tend to scalp the under 1.5 market in the first 10-15 minutes of a game. It's the safest time. Least amount of goals go in at this time in the Premier, and you can see we're just being matched here using £50 stakes. So we've been matched at 3.75, and I'm going to look for, try and take sort of 3 ticks here. It's a pretty sort of dire opening. There's not really that much happening. I'm near the front of the queue at 3.6. I could take just 1 tick at 3.7, but I'm not going to. So we just sit there and we wait for that to be matched. When you're scalping this particular market, you need to make a decision on whether you are trying to take 1 tick at a time or go for sort of 3 or 4 ticks at a time. On this particular occasion, I'm looking to sort of take 3 ticks and be matched on that. So we're just sitting there. Ideally, there we go, we've been matched, so we're going to go straight back in at 3.65. There's very little money there, so we should get matched fairly quickly, which we have. And there's a gap at 3.6, so on this occasion we're just going to try and take the 1 tick. With scalping, obviously, you're trying almost to make a judgment early on in the game, and based on that judgment you try and maybe just take the 1 tick, or you go for sort of the 3 or the 4 ticks. The longer, of course, you're in the market waiting for your lay to be matched, of course you're risking your stake money, your £50 in this case. But with years of experience, confidence, you get to know when to get in and out. You look for the gaps, and the higher you are in the queue, the quicker and more likely, of course, you're going to get matched as soon as possible. So now we've got a little £10 there that we've taken. So now we're just going to wait a little bit. I tend to like to get in when there's very little money on the back side, so your back is instantly matched, and the price will come down a tick because there's no money left on the back side. So at the moment, obviously, there's a fair bit on either side, so I'm just going to wait until that sort of drops a little bit. There's no rush, very little action happening. So you take your time, you wait for the ideal opportunity, and jump in. It's there we go. You see we've got a gap at 3.55. Someone else has done the same thing, so our money has been matched there. And let's have a look. So we've been matched at 3.55. You know, there's a bit of a gap at 3.45. Looked like the price was going to come in because there was very little money above it. And almost instantly, £32 of our 50 has been matched, and the rest of it's gone as well. So, you know, that was a very quick little 2 tick taken. Let's try again at a higher price. I'm thinking possibly this might drift back up and we'll sort of will get taken, and then it'll come back down again. That's the idea. You've got nothing to lose by this, because you're at the front of the queue. Doesn't look like it's going to happen, so I'm going to scratch that. Then I'm going to go back in at 3.5. It's the only money sitting there. We're now at the front of the queue. People have gone in after us. And as soon as that's taken, which it has, we go in 2 ticks lower at 3.4. There's a lot of money above. You can see there's £500 amounts. Obviously someone's obviously drip feeding, and that's the way they scalp. Normally Bingo and I, we use bigger stakes than this. This is only for demonstration purposes. 100, 200, £500 at times, and there we go, we're there again. So, you know, these little amounts, they soon, sort of before you know it, you're up to sort of 20, £30, and it can make a massive difference to your trade. If your initial call on the game is completely wrong, then by scalping either this market at half time or 60-65 minutes by the draw, you can claw back a lot of your money and turn a losing trade into a winning one. So we're just nipping in and out, going back in several times. The game's sort of 8 minutes old now, and it's pretty poor, to be honest. So again, we're just waiting for that little bit to be taken. There's hardly anything below at 3.35, so again we're at the front of the queue, which is the main lesson really, is getting in. It's finding your entry points, getting in sort of on the backside when there's very little money there, so you'll be taken straight away and the price should come down instantly. So I'm just going to try a little sneaky looking for the gaps here. You can see between 3.45 and 3.35 we're at the front of the queue again. So once we get matched, if we get matched on there, and of course we're at the front at 3.35 as well, so you know it's a good strong position to be in. So we'll just wait for that. I mean, scalping comes with experience, time. We have guys that are members of the service that were scared stiff, literally petrified of scalping when they came along and signed up for the trading football Nugget Crew service. And now they're scalping pre-match, they're doing this, and you know, what they've learnt in 4 or 5 months has been, you know, second to none really. And worth its weight in gold. So we're just waiting here, see if we can get matched. Doesn't look like we will be, because there are sort of big gaps below now and someone's dropped the price, but no harm keeping it in there. It may well drift back up, and if it does, we're sort of at the front of the queue, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen, so let's scratch that. If we green now, we're looking at about sort of £8, which is sort of £1 a minute, really. It's not a bad little sort of £60 per hour. So let's do a few more of these. And it's like anything in life, you have to practice it. You know, as professional traders, trading 3.5, 4 years. You have to start off slowly. You have to use smallish stakes. Used to do this for sort of £2 and then worked it up. You'll get caught. Everyone gets caught, but providing you know what you're doing and you are watching it live, that's a must. You must have live games to see where the ball is, whether it's out for a corner. Injuries, substitutions, they are perfect times to get in and scalp, because the ball is dead, and obviously you can't concede a goal in that time. So they're ideal positions to get in and nick a tick or two. you might get an injury and you'll find that the price will drop 4 or 5 ticks in that time. You'll learn as you go along. So we're just kind of just trying to sort of take 3 ticks here. I got to a point where it really looks unlikely at this point there's going to be a goal. There's so I'm going to try and take sort of 3 ticks here and be a little bit sort of bolder. The dangers are, of course, while you're going to make a little bit more doing this, of course, there's more chance of a goal going in. So, you make a choice, you make a decision on whether you're happy just getting in and out instantly for 1 tick, or you try and get a bit bolder and go for sort of 3, 4, 5 ticks. So it's slowed up a little bit here. You can see the total match. We've got 168,000 here in the market, which is ample. That's excellent for scalping. The more liquidity, the better, because if you get in a tight spot, you can instantly come out of it. If you're struggling with 10,000-15,000 pounds in the game, then you just can't lay it off, and you dig yourself into a bit of a hole, really. So liquidity is very important for scalping. I can't stress that enough. Very important. So this is taking a little bit of a time to be matched, but if it was end-to-end stuff, then wouldn't advise this at all. You'd be just either not scalping at all, or B, just nipping in and out and taking 1 tick. So shouldn't be long now. Think, well, let's move it down a couple of ticks. There's £58 and £32 there, and let's try and get taken at 3.1 and see how we do. So by all means, start off using sort of £2, £3, £4, just back and lay, get used to how it works. Look for the gaps, look for where there's very little money, so you get matched instantly on the backside. And once you've done that, submit 1 tick lower on the lay side. Look for times of the game where it's pretty safe. The ball's in the goalkeeper's hands. He's got a goal kick. It's a throw-in, maybe on the halfway line. There's an injury, substitutions, sending off, although the market normally gets suspended for that. And you'll learn as you go along. So here we go. There we go, and it's just gone instantly. So now we've got sort of a £40 profit on under 1.5. I'm going to hedge this now. I'm going to come out. There's we're sort of 13 minutes into the game now, and there's no point leaving all of your profit on under 1.5. You get a couple of goals, you've lost it. So I'm going to quickly nip in and out there. Saw a gap, saw an opportunity, got in at 2.6. You've got big gaps, and wait for this to be matched, and then green up again across the board. So looking above the ladder, you've got sort of someone's drip feeding, looks like sort of £1,000 in there at a time, and good luck to them. So we've got £42 left to be matched. It was a bit of a game of 2 halves, this actually. Obviously editing this after the game, the next day in fact, and it was 1-0 at half time, and ended 4-2. Bolton went 3 up, Spurs came back to 3-2, and then Bolton nicked the winner in the dying minutes. So which was quite handy really, because I'd laid the under 4.5 on the market. So Made a few quid on that. So here we go. We're just going to green up. Wait for that to be hedged. And well, I hope you've enjoyed the video. You've learned something, and it will help you on your way when you scalp yourself.